Hi everyone, this video is a part of Macquarie University's coding tutorials, and while it was not in the original series of intended videos, we thought it is important for students to use processing debugger. So here we are. Now, when a program executes, we have tried to focus on control flow, which means the sequence of statements that will execute. So in this program that tries to calculate x to the power of n, the lines that will execute are lines number 1, then line number 2. Line number 3 is empty. Line number 4 is a comment. Line number 5 is empty. So 3, 4, 5 do not count. So it's going to be line number 1, line number 2, line number 6, 7, 9. Then based on the loop expression on line number 9, it will either be line number 10 and then 11, or it can also be line number 14 directly. So if the loop expression is true, the loop expression being I less than equal to n. Then it will enter the loop and execute these two statements. If the loop expression is false, it will execute line number 14 and 15 will terminate your program. Now what we'll do is we'll run this program and see if we get the desired result. It says x, which is 2 to the power of n, which is 5, is 0. It doesn't matter if we change the exponent, it will always give the answer 0. Now, some of you might be able to figure it out already. Why is it 0? But we're going to use the debugger to identify the issue. X to the power of n, for those of you who do not know, is x multiplied by x multiplied by x multiplied by x n times. So you have to multiply x into the answer n times. And that's why I have my temporary answer into which we will multiply that x every time n times. My loop should execute n number of times. So I started from 1 and my loop expression is I less than equal to n in increments of 1. So from 1 to n in increments of 1 will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till n. So it is n number of times. So if n is 5, 5 times. If n is 10, 10 times, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, instead of tracing the flow mentally, processing lets us keep a track of it and shows the variables at the same time. To enable or disable the debugger, you have to just click on this little butterfly and it toggles your execution Java mode or debugging mode. Once you're into the debugging mode, you need to tell processing till which statement should it execute. And that you can do by clicking on the line number. So if you click on line number 1, it will place a little diamond known as breakpoint. Similarly, on line number 2, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 14, and 15. So these are my breakpoints. These are my pit stops. And now I can start the debugging process. So I click on the debugging button, which is the play button, and it will ask for my permission before executing line number 1. And you can see there's a little triangle here. I can give it permission by clicking on the continue button, x is 2, and continue again, n becomes 5, continue to execute line number 6, result becomes 0, line number 7, add a breakpoint if you've forgotten, I becomes 1. It's on line number 9 right now. It checks is I, which is 1, less than equal to n, which is 5. Is 1 less than equal to 5? Yes, it is. So it will go from line number 9 to line number 10. That's correct. Result gets multiplied by x, which is 2. Now, because the result is 0, 0 times x, which is 2, is 0 times 2, which is 0. And there lies the problem. Doesn't matter how many times the loop executes, result will stay 0 because the original value is 0. But because we are trying to multiply things, we need to use the multiplicative identity. which is 1. So here I make a change to my program, I stop the execution, and I restart it. When you restart, again it starts from line number 1, give it permission, line number 2, line number 6, line number 7, line number 9. Loop expression is true, so result becomes this time 1 times 2, which is 2, and I becomes 1 plus 1, which is 2 as well. Because that 2 is less than equal to 5, it will again enter the loop, and result will become 2 times 2, which is 4, and I increases by 1, becomes 3. Because 3 is less than equal to 5, the loop entered again. Result got multiplied by 2, so result became 4 times 2, 8, and I became 4. Result got multiplied by 2 again because I was less than equal to 5. Result becomes 16, and I increases to 5. Because this 5 was less than equal to n, which is 5, the loop executes again. Result becomes 16 times 2, 32, and I becomes 6. I will become 6 once I continue, but because that 6 is not less than equal to 5, from line number 9, it will go to line number 14. So when I resume, it goes to line number 14. Permission to execute line 14 gives the print statement, and then it exits my program. That's how you use the debugger. Let's change the value of x to 3 and n to 8. So 3 to the power of 8 is 729, is it? First, let's exit the debugger mode by clicking on that little butterfly and then run the program normally. 3 to the power 8 is 6,561. 5 to the power 6 is 15,625. 2 to the power 31 is about 1 billion or 2 billion. So now it says that it's negative 2 billion. And this is happening because we are reaching data overflow. Integers are 4-byte numbers. Range is negative 2 to the power 31 to 2 to the 31 minus 1. Now, why is this range? This is known as 2's complement. Let's not worry about that. So the highest power you can calculate of 2 is 2 to the power 30, which is about 1 billion. So that's how you use the debugger. Hope this helps you. The more you use the debugger, the easier it is going to get, and the better you will get at programming and tracing control flow. So all the best, and I'll see you soon.